We have breaking news. The biggest credit card shakeup of the year just hit, and you need to hear this. Today, 3 huge credit card bombshells hit the industry at the same exact time. And if you don't watch this entire video, you're going to miss the signals that will reshape credit cards, travel rewards, and rent rewards for the next 5 years. Bombshell number 1, Bilt just launched a brand new benefit on rent payments. But here's the twist. You're not earning Bilt points, you're earning a completely different airline currency, and this changes the strategy for millions of renters. Bombshell number 2, Chase. Yes, Chase is shutting down one of their Sapphire Lounges. This is their own flagship luxury product, and they're quietly pulling the plug. Bombshell number 3, US Bank didn't just nerf the altitude reserve, they nuked it. They took one of the cleanest, easiest, most valuable premium travel credit cards ever created, and they set it on fire on Tuesday morning like no one would notice. Listen, these aren't small changes, these aren't little updates. These are major credit card program shifts, and if you're not adjusting your strategy today, the banks will eat your rewards alive. So let's start with the Bilt news, because this one completely changes the rent rewards game. Bilt has announced a brand new partnership that lets you earn United Airline miles when paying your rent. Not Bilt points, not flexible currency, straight up United miles. So here's the breakdown. These 5 United cards now earn 2 United miles per dollar on rent when using Bilt Pay. United Gateway, United Explorer, United Quest, United Club, and United Presidential Plus. And before you come into the comments, yes, the Presidential Plus is the unicorn card that basically doesn't exist anymore except for people who refuse to give it up. But here's where everyone gets confused. This is not stacking. You are not earning Bilt points and United miles. You're choosing United miles instead of Bilt points. And for a lot of people, that sounds like a downgrade until you run the math. Let's take a simple example. Your rent is $1,000. In the old system, using a third-party card, that was 500 Bilt points, 1,000 credit card points, and now you get 2,000 United miles. Total value using industry valuations, the old way equals 24. The new way equals 26. It's a tiny bump, but here's where the magic actually happens. Understand, this isn't about $2, this is about opportunity. United normally charges $35 for 1,000 miles. With Bilt Pay, you get 2,000 miles for a $30 processing fee. I know this sounds crazy, but this means that you're getting United miles cheaper than United sells them. This makes topping off your United balance stupidly easy, especially if you're just a few thousand miles short of a redemption. And don't get this twisted, Bilt isn't doing this because they want you to win. They're doing it because they want to become the default rent payment ecosystem in America. And getting renters into the United program, that's loyalty, that's retention, that's lifetime customer capture. This move isn't about points, it's about domination. But speaking of domination, Chase just made a move that was the complete opposite. They didn't expand, they didn't upgrade, they didn't innovate, they closed a Sapphire Lounge. Now Chase is shutting down the Sapphire Lounge in Hong Kong permanently on January 5th. And this is huge because this wasn't just any lounge, it was the first Sapphire Lounge Chase ever opened. To be honest with you, from day one this lounge was weird. Chase doesn't issue credit cards in Hong Kong or anywhere in Asia, so the only people who had true Sapphire Lounge access, Americans passing through Hong Kong, which is basically nobody compared to the local population. So the biggest problem was the lounge was being filled almost entirely by priority pass users, not Chase cardholders. Imagine building a luxury space for your customers and then filling it with people who never even heard of your card. This lounge wasn't boosting card value, it wasn't helping acquisition, it wasn't driving loyalty, it was a branding burden. It was a mismatch, and it was a money pit. But if you're flying through Hong Kong, don't panic. Hong Kong Airport is stacked with high-end lounges. The Kira Lounge, the Plaza Premium Lounges, the Cathay Lounges, if you're eligible. Trust me, you're not going to go hungry. Now there's huge hype around the Sapphire Lounges, but there's only 8 currently in the United States, and they are going to be expanding to a total of 10, which the other 2 have no actual date in line yet. But then you compare that to the Centurion Lounge network, which is massive at 12 lounges across the United States alone. And then if you pair that up with the Delta lounges, there are some rules that you have to live by if you're going to go into a Delta lounge. But you could use that in the United States if you're traveling domestically or internationally. But just in the United States, there are 50 Delta lounges. So the measly, massive 8 Sapphire lounges are not making such an impact to cause me to say, oh my God, I gotta get the Sapphire Reserve card. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest with you. It just doesn't add up compared to the Platinum card. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using Dispute Beast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Kenneth. Kenneth's credit score went up 282 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. And Arthur's credit score went up 670 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. But let's not forget Destiny. Destiny's credit score went up 264 points after just 1 round with Dispute Beast. Dispute Beast link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. But this move signals something bigger. Chase is consolidating. They only want lounges where their cardholders actually travel. They want the lounges to build loyalty, not drain budgets. Now let's talk about the big one. The story that's pissed off the entire credit card community overnight. The story that turned celebration into a funeral. US Bank didn't just nerf a card, they assassinated one. The Altitude Reserve used to be one of the best hidden gems in the premium travel credit card world. It was simple, it was clean, it was powerful, and most importantly, it gave insane value without complicated hoops. Because it gave you a 3x mobile wallet before anyone else did. 1.5 cents per point travel redemptions, a true powerhouse value, and a $325 credit towards what worked on travel and dining. It was a quiet monster. First, they capped the 3x mobile wallet at $5,000 per month. If you don't spend much, who cares? But for power users who use mobile wallets to manufacture spend ethically, okay? This was a death shot. Next, they took the extremely flexible $325 travel and dining credit and made it travel only, through their portal, of course. This is the opposite of what people want in 2025. Nobody wants to be forced into a clunky travel portal. Last part's the most important. And here's where the card flat out dies. The 1.5 cents per point travel redemption is gone. Vanished, replaced with a boring 1 cent per point rate. Do you understand how big that is? That instantly cuts the value of your redemptions by 33% across the board. And of course, they tried to soften the blow by saying, but wait, we're adding transfer partners. We're adding 10x hotel bookings. We added 5x flights. Congrats. You're now just like the Chase, Capital One, Amex, Citi, Wells Fargo, literally everyone else. The Altitude Reserve lost its edge. It lost its identity. It lost the reason people chase it. This wasn't a nerf, this was a burial. All 3 stories point to something bigger. Banks are shifting their strategies fast if you're not paying attention. We've covered a lot of other situations at other banks also. Bilt is aggressively expanding its ecosystem. Chase is tightening its focus to profitable lounges, and US Bank is pulling back unsustainable generosity. Now you have to understand, you cannot just sit with the same cards forever. You cannot assume benefits will last. You cannot rely on old strategies. We're entering a phase of rapid reward restructuring, and only the people who stay informed will continue maximizing their value. Today wasn't just about announcements, it was about seeing where the credit card world is headed next. If you stay ahead, you win. If you don't, the banks win. Now, if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here because it's gonna show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, and it comes with a 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.